We're Robin and Steve. Although we left off in a storm in Bribie Island, we have to backtrack. You see, I found some footage of wading wallabies. Here at Slip and Sands, these wallabies would wade in the shallows for hours. The next morning we set off from Slip and Sands towards Moreton Bay, but we weren't moving for long. Cyclone Alfred had swooshed things around a bit, so we were well and truly stuck in the channel in a sandbar. It was a rising tide, so we just sat here for a while on an angle with our confused depth sounder reading anything from 0 metres to 54 metres. Then we floated again into the floodwaters toward Bribie Island, which was about to be hit by another storm and floods. And now you're up to date. Despite the terrible weather, it was a good place to be for handy reprovisioning, as we wouldn't be going shopping for a while. It also turns out to be a handy place to overlap with family. We'd shopped, we'd eaten, we'd socialised. It was time to push on. In this episode, we are going from Bribie Island to Cairns. And although the weather was imperfect, we were determined to at least stop and snorkel at Lady Elliot Island. On the way, Steve caught a fish. We reckon it's a wahoo. Thank you, fish, that fed us for at least 5 meals. As we reflect on the usefulness of this fish, let's take a look at where we're heading in this episode. From Lady Elliot Island, we go to Pancake Creek. Then to South Percy Island, Scawfell Island, Long Island in the Whitsundays, a quick shop in Airlie Beach, then Bowen, Cape Upstart, and Magnetic Island. And from there I jumped ship for a bit. Alright, where were we? We were determined to see Lady Elliot Island, even in these bumpy conditions, at dawn. So enjoy a quick snorkel before we run for shelter. Here I'm doing a coral survey for Coral Watch Australia as a citizen scientist. And although the health has deteriorated, it's still some of the best coral we've seen, even if there were quite a few dead areas. Now sit back and enjoy Turtle TV with some of the most relaxed turtles we've met. To leave for shelter, and we don't know when we'll come back. Thank you, Lady Elliot Island. We love you. We were off to Pancake Creek. through the maze of sandbars, into an oasis of calm, with a lovely walk to the lighthouse and beyond. If you don't mind a bit of mud and spiderweb. We made the most of the calm waters, as our next passage was 163 nautical miles to South Percy Island. We had a bit of everything, with winds everywhere and currents with or against us over time. It was getting warmer as we approached the tropics. Somewhere near Mackay we had to weave through the anchored cargo ships, and the current was nudging us along. South Percy Island, we made it. Next, we sailed fast, 71 nautical miles from South Percy Island to Scawfell Island. We were enjoying the downwind sailing, despite the rough conditions. Steve's doing a great job here of standing at the helm, but actually the wind vane's doing the work, keeping us on course in challenging conditions. It was a rolly anchorage. Check out these birds on our sheet at anchor. And still I couldn't resist snorkeling. It was low tide, so here's a close-up of some of the soft corals in the area. Here we soared through the Whitsundays. We've been to all these areas before, and I've made films about them in better weather, so I'll paste them in the description. We didn't need much sail out to go fast, and we had to keep an eye out for flood debris. The swirls and waves on the chart suggest that this area gets ugly, but it was helping us to go fast past the beautiful Long Island until we reached Happy Bay, where finally the boat didn't sway. Our wind vane had been working way too hard and needed some new lines. We're counting on it to get us around Australia. That job done, we could check out the wildlife, like these shovel-nosed rays and this monitor lizard, or goanna, and we could peer into the closed resort, one of many rotting man-made blots on the environment in this area. It would have been nice. Again, we enjoyed the calm before the rough. We sailed off, again downwind and again with current helping us, towards Dailey Beach. The many jet skis told us we were close. We didn't stop long here, we just stocked up before heading off again. And by now, the winds had calmed down, and we used our spinnaker. Dead downwind, poled out. Until the wind died. But not for long, as we had a relaxing day of spinnaker sailing The nearby mountains were on fire. We rested at Cape Upstart, watching bugs on toes, before sailing off again towards Magnetic Island on another relaxing spinnaker sail. We could partially but not completely relax, as we were now in crocodile country. It was time to test out our dinghy, which was now to take us to and from Rakali. Of course, here we walked a lot and saw the koalas, who looked as relaxed as we felt. We'd met this sea eagle last time. It was good to see some of the same birds. Steve set to work to fix our sail bag. Beautiful. Our Tassie friend got me in touch with some local acrobats. So here on Magnetic Island, I met some new people while balancing with them. After that, I jumped ship, just for a short time, so I could visit my mum. I got the train from Townsville to Cairns, and meanwhile, Steve sailed solo from Magnetic Island to Cairns, and he had a fabulous time in beautiful weather. Hi, Mum. Next time, I do a heap of yoga with Mum, and then we both catch COVID. Then I reunite with Steve, and we continue our journey around Australia, with a focus on the Kimberleys. But we'll leave off here in the beautiful Daintree rainforest, just before Mum and I get COVID.